Every cell in the body maintains an electrical charge. It's electrically energized, and it communicates and takes in nutrients by polarizing, repolarizing, depolarizing, and pushing things in and out of the cell. And then you have all of these group of cells that make up a particular organ. They end up with their own electrical um, melee or
Makeup.
whatever.
Yep.
Yeah, and then you have the heart. Everything is electrical in and of itself, but yet it's all different. And electrons can't run freely in the body. There's dielectric everywhere, and so this is all channeled, very well controlled. But the way they pronounce you dead is when the brain waves stop. That means the electrical activity in your brain stops.
Of
Then you are
course.
dead. So
Yeah.
everything in the body is electrical first, chemical second. All life and all the benefits, whatever. But if you are not, if you're impeding or affecting your electrical stability, the electrical stability of the body.
It's
Well,
dysregulated.
yeah, it just becomes dysregulated, and you get all of these ungrounded, like an ungrounded computer. You're going to have these fluctuations, and you're going to have crashes, and you're going to have all these problems. Most of all, you're going to have fire. Okay.
Ah, fire. So what
Yeah.
does fire in your body look like?
Well, in 204, I had been working on this for 7, 8 years, something like that, and and we had done several studies by this time. I had researchers and docs and whatever trying to help me figure this all out and put it together. We had done a half a dozen studies. A lot of them were published. They were all published in peer-reviewed in papers and so on. And everybody just said, what is this? Nobody could really wrap their mind around it. But in 204, just 20 years ago, there was a front page Time magazine. There was the word inflammation, and it showed a body and some flames. And in the fine print, basically, it said, you do not have all of these modern health disorders and disease, that these named diseases. There's only one real health disorder, and that is inflammation, meaning the immune system is dysfunctioning, misfiring. The body is on fire. The body is oxidizing. I mean, first of all, you have to know how the immune system works. Let's say you have a pathogen, a white blood cell. The immune system sends a white blood cell over, and it wraps itself around the pathogen, like kind of like a jelly cell, and then it releases what they call reactive oxygen species. The word reactive means it's highly electrically charged. It's electrically charged high enough that it can rip an electron from a pathogen, and that's how the immune system destroys pathogens. And that's all perfect and that's all normal. The problem is, as when we lost our ground, when we lost contact with the earth, we lost our supply of primal antioxidant, which is free electrons from the earth. And we hadn't discussed that, but maybe somewhere down. But the main thing is when you lose contact with the earth, then your body uh, loses this resource. It's kind of like an oxygen molecule. If there's no oxygen, you lose your oxygen. So anyhow, after the oxidative burst, the immune system just does what it does. And you've heard the word term autoimmune disorder, autoimmune disease. So that means the immune system is automatically doing what it's supposed to be doing, but it's not unwinding properly. So when we started wearing rubber soled shoes, synthetic soled shoes in the 1960s, thereabouts, we lost our ground. We lost our ability to absorb, and for the body was always maintained, always grounded, always charged with earth energy or earth's a surface charge, which is based on free electrons. So when you cut that off, now the body is struggling because after an oxidative burst, it doesn't have enough free electrons to reduce those remaining radicals, and there those radicals will oxidize a healthy tissue, start a fire. Oxidation, start a fire, and then it'll manifest as eventually as arthritis or lupus or MS or cancer or you name it, some kind of an inflammation related health disorder. And if you want to know whether you have an inflammation related health disorder, you need to know two things. One, if you have pain, you're experiencing inflammation because you can't, pain is a manifestation of inflammation. Two, if you can go to Google and type in the word inflammation and your health challenge, whatever it may be, you will find hundreds of papers today, from published papers from medical universities, whatever. The number one cause, it's taken 20 years, but now we know that almost all health disorder is because the immune system is dysfunctioning. The immune system is not proper, and it can't. And so the work that I have done for the last 25 years is put people's feet back on the earth or ground them in living environments and measure and show that the body is a self-healing mechanism and it will heal. Pain, it's just breathtaking how fast the body will heal and recover. It's the story of our time. We have stepped out of nature. We lost our electrical ground, which maintain the electrical stability and the normal electrical functioning of the body. And everything in the body is electrical first. If you have an electrical problem, you have a fire and you have oxidation and manifest as a health disorder or health challenge or however you want to say it. But it's like you can't have, it's like animals in the wild. Cancer doesn't exist in the natural population. However, animals who live indoors with their owners, 50% of them die from cancer, just like their owners. Well, cancer is an inflammation-related health disorder. Go to Google, anywhere. Go to PubMed. Inflammation and your disease, whatever it is, whatever type of cancer it is, whatever it is. So, on the other hand, we all get cancer every day of our lives. Just because of all the multitude of things that are going on in our bodies and the mutants and whatever. But as long as your immune system is healthy, you're protected. That's what the immune system is all about. So what we've done is we have disrupted the electrical stability of the immune system. The immune system no longer has a ground, no longer has this, and it's not just free electrons from the Earth. The Earth has frequencies and it has energies and
Like
it's
the Schumann resonance type sort of
no,
stuff.
well, that's part of it, but it starts with the sun. The sun is radiating the Earth. There's no heat coming from the sun to the Earth, but there's radiation, and as it hits the Earth or the surface of your skin, creates heat. But that energy that comes from the sun, a lot of it is absorbed on the surface of the Earth, and that's what we call the electrical surface charge of the Earth. And so when you stand on the Earth, or you have a plant that grows on the Earth, or an animal living on the Earth, they absorb and maintain the same amount of energy pro rata as the Earth itself. And the body evolved in that environment, and we disrupted it. And so that starts all these fires. So right now, the world is out there trying to put out all the fires. And this one is because you didn't get enough vitamin C. This one is because you didn't get enough vitamin D. This one is because of whatever. It's, first of all, you got to stop. You got to start at the bottom and work your way up. You have to have electrical stability first. Then everything in the body is autonomic. It happens naturally. You don't have to think. You don't have to tell the immune system what to do. It knows what to do.
Hey there, Inspired Evolutionary. If you absolutely loved this, well, then here's a full conversation with this guest on the Inspired Evolution podcast. Check it out now.